Have you ever wondered how a night can change the course of thousands of lives? In the heart of India, in the city of Bhopal, such a night unfolded in December 1984, the central character in this tragic tale. The Union Carbide India Limited pesticide plant, a subsidiary of the American behemoth Union Carbide Corporation. This plant was the birthplace of a pesticide named methyl isocyanate, or MIC, a compound as lethal as it was useful. Union Carbide's operations in Bhopal were not unlike those of many multinational corporations in developing nations, driven by the allure of cheap labor and lax regulations. But beneath this seemingly normal facade, a deadly cocktail was brewing. The plant's storage tanks, brimming with MIC, were a ticking time bomb, waiting for just the right, or rather wrong, conditions to trigger an unthinkable catastrophe. The stage was unwittingly set for one of the most devastating industrial accidents in history. As the city of Bhopal slept, an industrial nightmare unfolded. The clock ticked towards midnight on December 2nd, 1984, at the Union Carbide India Limited pesticide plant. A seemingly innocuous incident set the stage for a disaster of unparalleled proportions. A substantial volume of water, by a twist of fate, or perhaps human error, found its way into a storage tank, a vessel that housed the highly toxic pesticide, methyl isocyanate, known by its ominous acronym MIC. This unexpected invasion of water triggered a violent chemical reaction inside the tank. The ordinary water, now a catalyst of doom, forced the MIC to heat up rapidly, leading to a dangerous increase in pressure. With each passing minute, the pressure mounted until the tank could no longer contain its vital contents. In the early hours of December 3rd, the inevitable happened. The tank gave way, releasing a monstrous cloud of toxic gases, with methyl isocyanate in the lead. Like a silent yet deadly spectre, this noxious cloud crept out of the confines of the plant and began to drift towards the unsuspecting city of Bhopal. As the toxic mist descended upon the city, the sleeping inhabitants remained oblivious to the impending doom. In the blink of an eye, Bhopal was enveloped in a deadly shroud of toxic gas. The night of December 2nd turned from ordinary to catastrophic, marking the beginning of a long and painful saga for the city and its people. The dawn of December 3rd revealed a city in agony. As the lethal cloud dissipated, the scale of the tragedy began to unfold. Streets were littered with the lifeless bodies of men, women, and children. The immediate death toll was estimated around 3,800 souls, a number that would continue to rise in the following weeks. Thousands more were left gasping for breath, their lungs seared by the toxic fumes. Hospitals overflowed with patients suffering from respiratory problems, eye irritation, and a host of other health issues. But the disaster was not confined to the human toll. It had also ravaged the environment. The soil, once fertile, was now contaminated, its productivity severely impaired. Water sources essential for life and agriculture were tainted with deadly chemicals. The ecosystem, so delicately balanced, was thrown into chaos, with long-term effects that are still felt today. The aftermath extended beyond the immediate vicinity. The toxic gases had not only claimed lives, but had also left a lasting impact on the survivors. Many suffered from long-term health effects, including respiratory disorders, eye problems, and immune complications. Women experienced increased rates of miscarriages and infant mortality. Children born to exposed parents were often afflicted with physical deformities and developmental disorders. This catastrophe had marked an entire generation, but its shadow would reach even further. Subsequent generations, though not directly exposed to the toxic gases, fell victim to the disaster's lingering effects. They inherited the health complications of their parents, the contaminated soil of their lands, and the tainted water of their wells. The disaster had turned Bhopal into a city of victims, each bearing their own scars from that fateful night. Yet amidst the suffering and despair, there was resilience. The people of Bhopal, though battered and bruised, were not defeated. They would face the challenges head-on, fighting for justice, compensation, and improved health care. The city of Bhopal had paid a heavy price, and the consequences were far from over. The aftermath of the Bhopal disaster is a testament to the devastating potential of industrial negligence and the enduring spirit of those who survive it. Justice, often elusive, was sought in the wake of devastation. In the aftermath of the Bhopal disaster, the Union Carbide Corporation and its officials faced considerable legal action. The Indian government and Union Carbide reached a settlement in 1989, agreeing to a payout of $470 million. This was meant to compensate for the immense loss of life, health, and environmental damage. However, This settlement was met with significant criticism. Many felt the sum was a mere pittance, considering the scale of the disaster, the ongoing health issues, and the enduring environmental damage. The inadequate cleanup efforts only added to the widespread sentiment that justice had not been served. The Bhopal disaster also brought to light broader issues of corporate responsibility and accountability, particularly for multinational corporations operating in developing countries. It raised questions about the ethical implications of such corporations exploiting lax safety regulations and the vulnerabilities of these communities for profit. The tragedy underscored the need for stringent regulations and safety standards in the chemical industry worldwide. It became a stark reminder that corporations must prioritize not just profit, but the safety and well-being of their workers and the communities they operate within. The Bhopal gas leak disaster remains a powerful symbol of the potential consequences of industrial negligence. It underscores the urgent need for corporations to be held accountable for their actions. While a settlement was reached, many felt it fell short of true justice. The Bhopal disaster, a grim reminder of industrial negligence, has left a lasting legacy. It fundamentally shook the globe, triggering a renewed focus on industrial safety. The catastrophe underscored the dire need for stringent regulations within the chemical industry, particularly in developing nations where oversight may not be as robust. The event also sparked worldwide discussions on corporate responsibility and accountability. The ethical implications of multinational corporations operating in developing countries were brought into sharp focus, prompting a re-evaluation of business practices and the need for more equitable treatment of workers and communities. Equally significant is the ongoing activism by survivors and their advocates. They continue to relentlessly push for justice, proper compensation, and improved healthcare. Their tireless efforts serve as a powerful testament to resilience in the face of adversity. The Bhopal gas leak remains a stark reminder of the potential consequences of industrial negligence, underscoring the importance of prioritizing safety over profit.